I'm Ezelle from the upcoming It's Lovely to Speak to You both. Congratulations on this fantastic series. I really enjoyed it. So perhaps I could start with you, Imi. What did it mean to play Ginny St. George? And what was it about the script that made you kind of want to come on board?
I felt like with the script, it felt like a kind of fresh take on a period drama. I think there's so much, there's a lot out there, but this had something new to it, and it was, a female-centric story, which was exciting. It shed lights on the female characters, and the men are kind of there. Like, they aid the story of the women, which I really liked. And what did it mean to play Ginny? I just felt, when I read the pilot, I really felt for Ginny. I was like, she's really just trying to do a lot. She's trying to do too much, and she's got a lot of pressure on herself to be this perfect person. And I think she's like deeply insecure and doesn't feel seen, and feels like, she's been sold this fairy tale of when you do this, like XYZ, you'll be happy, and she's got this like goal of like, I'm gonna be happy when I do this and like find my Lord and blah, blah, blah. And that actually influences a lot of the decisions that she makes. So I really wanted to play her from a place of kind of understanding, even though she does do some really bad, make some bad choices.
It's understandable.
Poor Lizzie.
She's got a lot of pressure on her.
She's got all right, but they all do. They all do.
They all do.
She's young,
Yeah.
And Aubrey, as Lizzie, I mean, you sit quietly against some of the brasher sort of American girls that come on board in this, but you harbour a secret then that you don't really understand. And it's kind of down to this toxic relationship that you both end up having with Lord James Seaton. What did you think when you had those storylines as women in that era?
I thought it was heartbreaking because, especially back in those days when something like that happens to you, like what happened to Lizzie and Ginny, it's like very hard to talk about because you live in a society where something like that would literally ruin you as a woman. Do you know what I mean? Like getting naked in front of a lord, like that's just not allowed. And it's on you because you'd end up being the one being blamed for what happened, even though he did manipulate you into that situation with his words. So I think it's just, I understand why she sort of didn't tell anybody for a long time and kept that all a secret, because I probably would have too if I was living back in the 1800s, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to ruin your life, and you also, this man kind of gaslighting you into thinking like maybe it was your fault, maybe I did something wrong, so I don't want to like ruin his reputation and then your marriage. So there was just a lot on the line, and it was just a lot of pressure, I think, for Lizzie and for Ginny.
But I think even, he's in such a position of power, like, even if you had told, it's like sometimes it wouldn't have even mattered, like,
been believed or,
which is definitely like correlates to stuff that still happens today.
Yeah.
And I think that's the uniqueness of this writing, by Catherine J. Gray. She does a clever job of bringing it to a modern audience, not only with just the music, but storylines like this, which are kind of quite current as well, and showing females in quite a strong light in so many ways. So is that important and made it so unique for you choosing to get on board with this project?
Yeah, for sure. I think, these are women battling huge themes in their life, and they all have their own issues going on, but they are being strong for the society. They're presenting as strong, but like underneath they've all got this turmoil going on, they've all got different problems going on, and what binds them together really is this like love from being young together and growing up together,
and the female friendship
that keeps them like bound through all this stuff when they're like thrust into society.
I think at the end of the day there is all this dark stuff happening, but I feel like it's so nice for them to still have each other, to have that little bit of like relief or just to escape like all these like thoughts. And so I think that's what, at the end of the day, what makes their life a little bit easier.
They can be themselves.
Yeah, they can be themselves around each other.
Lovely. Thank you so much for speaking to me. I've run out of time, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I hope everyone enjoys it as much as me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.